Yo, what's going on YouTube? Welcome back to the Reformat channel. Appreciate you guys tuning into this one. This was a fun one to make. So I finally completed all the pieces to this display recently and, just put it together for you guys to check out. So this is the Brotherhood of Mutants from amongst the X-Men's popular adversaries, Magneto and Mystique, who both formed their own versions of this notorious villain group. But like the X-Men and Avengers, there was a lot of different villains who kind of came and went in this team. So for the purpose of this video, I just put together the popular ones. Magneto is the OG leader of this team, with his children Quicksilver and Scarlet Witch. Or pretty much, they were the core beginning members of this group, and then eventually others have joined, others have went, but pretty much disbanded once Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver joined up with the Avengers. And then down the road, Mystique kind of formed her own version of this team with her wife Destiny and Rogue, who was actually also recruited by the X-Men eventually, as you all know, and shifted this team eventually to being kind of like a government Thunderbolt like team called the Freedom Force. But that's a video for another time. Starting off with Magneto's team along with Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver, which came from the Family Matters 3-pack set. So this pack is fairly decent actually when it came out, and is the upgraded versions of its previous figures at the time, and is definitely a staple to anybody's X-Men collection. Now, Scarlet Witch, who is one of the strongest mutants in the X-Men universe, along with her father Magneto and brother Quicksilver, they caused some serious trouble in the Marvel universe. Right, House of M kind of stood out as one of the best storylines that kind of started a series of events in the Marvel universe. Definitely suggest check that out. Now moving on to the Juggernaut. So this is the part of the 2-pack 80th anniversary with Colossus, I believe, that came out a couple years back. So another fun fact about this dude is he's Charles Xavier's half brother and a staple member of the Brotherhood with his magical armor and crazy ass super strength. Next, we got Sabretooth. So this one is the 50th anniversary 2-pack with Wolverine, and is also my favorite one out of the other versions. So we all know Sabretooth has some crazy eternal beef with with Wolverine, and it's partly why he joined this team, to continue hunting him down and tormenting him. Yeah, you guys check out what he does to him every year on his birthday. It's pretty messed up. And last but not least, the 20th anniversary Toad. Also an amazing figure, and I'd say one of a kind with the type of mold that it has and the articulation. So you can really get those dynamic Toad poses with this thing. It was pretty fun to play with, I would say. So Toad's agility made him the best choice for Magneto to dispatch for recon-like missions, and is one of the OG members of the Brotherhood. Alright, so that about wraps it up for Magneto's team. Now moving over to Mystique's team. Of course, starting with Mystique. So this one came out in 2020 and is still the best one that you can get today, until later this year when the new one comes out. But, if you got this one, I would say you're good to go. And she was part of Magneto's team originally as well, kind of like his right-hand man at some point. But eventually formed her own alongside with her wife Destiny, who also adopted Rogue as her daughter. This is a pretty interesting fact that I learned recently myself. So Destiny and Rogue, this came in a 2-pack late last year, and was unfortunately a bit lackluster in terms of the accessories and the limited articulation of Rogue, but definitely still good to have on your collection, because this is the first time they kind of released as a pack. And then of course we got the Blob. Who doesn't know who the Blob is? But he's actually technically a little more on Magneto's team, but he does join Mystique's team from time to at some point. I just kind of put him over at her side because they kind of need a tank. They got the Juggernaut already. But he does join Mystique's team, and yeah, we all know what his superpower is. He just kind of like sucks everything out and blows it back out to the enemy. It's a pretty interesting powers, I would say. And then we've got Avalanche, who's also been in Magneto's team previously, but this is the retro card version. Another slightly disappointing release due to the lack of accessories. But unlike Pyro, who actually came with a very cool flamethrower and some accessories, Pyro and Avalanche were actually staple members of the Brotherhood of Mutants, and both have been previously in Magneto's team. But you know what? I'm gonna have to say their appearance in the original X-Men animated series. I don't know if you guys remember that. Kind of made them look subpar and goofy, and it's unfortunate because in my opinion, they're strong mutants and then pretty much hold their own. So that's all I got. This has been fun to put together, as I mentioned earlier, and I learned a little bit more about each of these characters in this X-Men universe. It's very interesting how they came along. But before this, I had no idea who Destiny was until now, or until getting this 2-pack. So yeah, stuff like that makes this video fun when you learn more about it. Right. So in any case, I hope you guys enjoyed it, and it's giving you some ideas and inspiration to build your own displays. And again, if you like this stuff, please subscribe, leave a like or dislike, leave a comment letting me know what you think. So yeah, I'm gonna leave you with this quick cinematic. And that's it. Later, y'all.